Well, a free press can be restricted in many ways. You don't need a loud leader with a strong arm to shush objective critics. On Tuesday, the journalist at corrective.org here in Berlin experienced that firsthand. Now, corrective.org is Germany's first nonprofit investigative newsroom. They research and report hard-hitting and controversial stories, including Malaysia Airlines Flight MH17, which was shot down over eastern Ukraine 2 years ago. Now, the reporters uncovered evidence and witnesses and concluded that the Russian military fired the missile that brought the plane down. The Kremlin rejected the report as Western propaganda, but it didn't challenge the arguments. Now, the report won a prestigious title here in Germany as one of the 3 best pieces of investigative journalism in Germany in 2015. Take a look.
Geh noch mal durchs Dorf, aber ist hier ausgestorben. Mensch, ist er für Spaß.
And what you saw there, that's a trailer from that report that is basically the reason why we're sitting here tonight. I'm joined here at the big table by Christian Humburg. He is with Corrective TV. Christian, we appreciate you coming in tonight. What happened on Tuesday at your office?
We were in the newsroom, we were working. 2 people came, unknown people to us. They asked for a reporter, Markus Benzmann. He's one of the 2 reporters that did the investigation that was just presented on the downing of MH17. And we told them that he's not there. And then they didn't want to leave and instead started shouting, "Why are you lying, Lügenpresse?"
Which is a German phrase now, which means the lying press.
The lying press.
Right.
So we asked them to leave the office, to shut down the camera. All that was on camera. They did not do that so first. And finally, we were able to push them out of the office a little bit. We called the police. When the police came, they ran away. We filed charges against them. Yeah, and that's what happened on Tuesday.
Yeah, and the 2 men who staged this, I mean, it's almost like a forced entry. They're not strangers to controversy, and they're not strangers to run in with the law. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But first, we want to take a look at a part of the video, and which was, recorded in real time and then was posted online for the whole world to see. Take a look.
So here now with Billy 6 in Berlin, near Alexanderplatz, and what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the offices of an agency called Corrective, notorious for their lies about MH17 and Donbass, and we're going to ask a few questions and see if we can speak to Markus Benzmann. I think it's I want to know why you guys, die Lügenpresse, why you tell so many lies at Corrective. You've lied about MH17, you've lied about Donbass, Ukraine, so I want to know why you've
Let's have a check.
told so many
do you
lies.
mind turning off the camera? This is our...
It's the German police, so going to make a little move.
And then they ran and got away. Let's talk a little bit about what we know about these 2 men, Graham Phillips and Billy 6. Graham Phillips is described as a crowd-funded British correspondent. He worked as a stringer for Russia Today. What does that tell you?
To us, this was a staged scenario. The only purpose was to show that we look like a closed shop. They wanted to produce pictures where we didn't want to talk because we were in a situation where we couldn't talk. Obviously, we want to talk, we want to discuss, we believe in interaction, we believe in communication, but there are limits to that. And I think it was very clear that these limits here were violated, and I think that is unacceptable. And it looks like they rather are the propaganda office and not us.
Yeah, well, exactly. And that's why we wanted to put this on the show tonight, because if you look at that video, you get the impression that they've come into your office and no one wants anyone in the office. But that's not the case at all.
It's not the case at all. I mean, first of all, they came in the office because we have an open door policy.
Yeah.
We have regular panel discussions. We discuss with everyone our the results of our investigations, what we do.
And they were
We love
unannounced.
our critics,
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
But that should be within limits. And I think just turning up somewhere and not leaving when you're asked to leave is not within these limits.
Exactly. Okay, so we know Graham Phillips, a British journalist. Let's talk about Billy Six, a German journalist. We know that. He was captured in Syria. He's written for right-wing publications. He has spoken for the AfD, which is a to-the-right party here in Germany. He has a website where he presents himself as a financial advisor. He's actually apologized since this happened. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. Was the apology accepted?
I think Marcos did not accept the apology. I think when you do something, it's easy to first create the pictures and later do the apology. I think you have to think first and then act. I think it's also a very dangerous combination that a reporter who has been a stringer to Russia Today, together with someone who writes for a right-wing publication in Germany, is doing this stage act together. This is a development that concerns us a lot.
It's very bizarre, too. You know, we were looking at your Facebook page this evening, and maybe we can just bring that up and show, you know, you show your entire team, and there's an explanation, it's in German, of what exactly happened today. A total, you know, open policy. But what we saw today really is, or 2 days ago, is a propaganda machine at work. What can be done against that?
I think the one thing is obviously if laws are violated, we have to be very clear about that. But I think the more important thing is, like, the only thing we can oppose to this is information, facts, and enlightenment. That's the only thing we can do and what we have to do. And I still have this optimistic belief that when you do your work properly, when you explain what you do, when you know, do it thoroughly, that then in the end you are able to persuade people in what you're doing. And I think the story we did on MH17 persuaded a lot of people.
It did.
We got many awards for this, which shows that it cannot be that bad what we did there.
Right.
And many people who follow our work see in also other investigations we do, and we normally do investigations over months, sometimes even over years, that we specifically want to investigate very thoroughly. And therefore, we were especially a bit surprised that we were attacked.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I've seen your office, I've been in your office. You're doing excellent work, a lot of independent, in-depth research that a lot of journalists today don't have the time or, you know, they can't get paid for. So we certainly wish you well with the future and appreciate you coming in and sharing your story tonight. Christian Humborg with corrective.org. Thank you very much.